Test 1, 2. Okay, try now.
All right. Testing, testing.
Oh, still hear it. So did you get
Yeah.
the
Testing, testing,
testing,
testing,
test one, two?
testing, testing. One, two, three.
Yeah,
You got some feedback, don't you?
yeah. Now try now.
Testing, testing. One, two, three.
That
Better?
sounded better.
Okay.
Okay. Test again, testing one, two.
Testing, one, two.
I think that's got it.
Okay, good.
So what's happening once the Skype
everyone, and welcome to today's business meeting. We're once again trying as much virtual as possible and as much social distancing as we can to keep everybody safe. So we have three commissioners on coming in on Skype, or one in the office on camera. So we'll also be recording votes with a roll call as we did last week. So before we begin, I'd like to ask everyone to please bow your heads for a moment of silent reflection. Amen. Thank you. Mr. Midges.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Good afternoon. Staff proposes that our next commission business meeting be next Wednesday, April 1st, 2020 at 2 o'clock.
Thank you. Next Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
We have two items on our supplemental agenda. Item number one is a non-docketed item, 2020-10E. This matter concerns a Nuclear Regulatory Commission order regarding Duke Energy violations at the Robinson Nuclear Plant.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban.
recently we have learned that Duke Energy was sanctioned for violations at the Robinson Nuclear Power Plant by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. I would move that we instruct the clerk's office to set up a viral ex parte presentation so that the company can explain the Nuclear Regulatory Commission order for violations at Robinson Nuclear Power Plant. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Urban's motion for a virtual ex parte presentation. So are there questions or comments? If not, we'll call for a vote. Commissioner Belser?
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield? Turn your mic on.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Hamilton?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard?
Aye.
Commissioner Urban?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries.
Supplemental item number two, docket number 2019-393E. We have a joint request to stay until all deadlines for 30 days.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard?
Mr. Chairman, Dominion Energy and the Solar Business Alliance seek a stay and total of all deadlines in the above captioned docket for 30 days to allow the parties to continue good faith settlement discussions. In addition, the parties have agreed that neither party would initiate discovery during such 30-day period, and both parties would timely update the commission on the settlement discussion at the end of the 30-day period. Chairman, I move we approve the 30-day stay in this docket.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not. Commissioner Hamilton?
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Urban?
Aye.
Commissioner Belser?
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
And Commissioner Howard?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, on our utilities agenda, items number 1 through 10 are amendments to interconnection agreements that can be taken together in docket numbers 2020-100C, 2009-120C, 2017-270C, 2003-85C, 2004-75C, 2005-214C, 2010-94C, 2018-165C, 2008-134C, and 2016-54C.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Hamilton?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the third negotiated amendment to interconnection agreements between Wide Voice LLC and Bell South Telecommunications LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina. So moved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am.
I thought we were going to take them all
Okay.
together.
Yeah, Commissioner Hamilton, we're going to take 1 through 10 together, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so would you, I guess, let's restate that motion for you to, if you make that motion to take items 1 through 10 as identified by Mr. Minges.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the amendments to the interconnection agreements in items 1 through 10. So move, Mr. Chair.
Great, thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Howard. Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries.
Chairman, item number 11, docket number 2020-104C. Staff recommends that we carry this item over.
Okay, we'll carry over number 11.
Item number 12, docket number 2001-132C. We have a request from West Telecom Services LLC to amend its name and waive notice of publication.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
West Telecom Services LLC seeks to change its name to Intrado Communications LLC. West Telecom Services states it has changed its name as part of a recent rebranding and marketing campaign by its ultimate parent company, Intrado Corporation, formerly known as West Corporation. The company further states the name change does not entail any restructuring, merger, or other transaction impacting the corporate existence or management of the company, and it will not affect the services or rates provided to customers of the company. West Telecom Services also informs that notice of the name change has been provided to customers via the notice that was included with its application, and seeks that the commission waive further notice to customers since they've already been notified of the name change. I move that the commission approve the request of West Telecom Services LLC to amend its certificate of public convenience and necessity to read Intrado Communications LLC, and also approve its request for waiver of notice. So move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belser's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, item number 13, docket number 2021E. We have a petition to intervene.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we grant the petition to intervene filed on behalf of Nucor Steel, South Carolina, a division of Nucor Corporation. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries.
Chairman, item number 14, docket number 2018-320E. We have a petition to intervene.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban.
I move that we grant the petition to intervene filed by Johnson Development Associates Incorporated. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Urban's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries.
Item number 15, docket number 2019-393E. We have another petition to intervene.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
I move that the commission grant the petition to intervene filed on behalf of the South Carolina Solar Business Alliance Incorporated. So move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belser's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries.
Item number 16, docket number 2021E. We have a motion for admission pro hoc vici.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban.
I move that we grant the admission pro hoc vici for Michael K. Lavanga, attorney, filed on behalf of Nucor Steel, South Carolina. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Urban's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not. Commissioner Belzer?
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard?
Aye.
Commissioner Urban?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries.
Item number 17, docket number 2020-83E. We have a petition to intervene.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the petition to intervene filed on behalf of Walmart Incorporated. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Hamilton?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard?
Aye.
Commissioner Urban?
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer?
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item number 18, docket number 2018-318E. Staff recommends that we carry this item over.
Okay, we'll carry it over.
Item number 19, docket number 2020-67E. Georgia Power Company is petitioned for a like facility designation.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer?
Georgia Power Company has filed a petition seeking a declaratory order. The statutory period for intervention is run with no filings from interested parties or statutorily designated recipients of the petition, except we did receive comments from the Office of Regulatory Staff. By letter filed in this docket, ORS states that it has no objection should the Commission determine Georgia Power's request does not exceed the criteria of a like facilities filing. I move that the Commission issue a declaratory order finding that Georgia Power Company's portion of a 230 kilovolt transmission line known as the Graniteville No. 2 South Augusta tie line, which interconnects with a previously approved 230 kilovolt line from Dominion Energy South Carolina, Inc., and replaces an existing or pre-existing 115 kilovolt transmission tie line owned by Georgia Power, does not require the issuance of a certificate of environmental compatibility and public convenience. Georgia Power's portion of the Graniteville No. 2 South Aiken tie line replaces a pre-existing 115 kV line in approximately the same location and spans the Savannah River from Georgia Power's South Augusta substation to a structure supporting the 230 kilovolt transmission line on the South Carolina bank of the Savannah River, where the line interconnects with Dominion Energy's 230 kV line at that structure, all within the boundaries of Dominion Energy's Urquhart Generating Station in Aiken County, South Carolina. Under the unique circumstances of this matter, it is appropriate for this Commission to find that the replacement of the 115 kV line with the described 230 kV line is, quote, the replacement of an existing facility with a like facility, close quote, under South Carolina Code annotated section 58-33-110, subsection 1, for which no certificate of environmental compatibility and public convenience is required. I ask that a formal order from the note that a formal order from the Commission on this matter will follow. So move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, I did not participate in this matter at all, so I will not be voting.
I meant to draw attention to that. You had recused yourself from this entire matter, so.
Not voting, yes, sir.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 20, docket numbers 2015-53E and 2015-55E. Duke Energy Progress and Duke Energy Carolinas are requesting to amend their shared solar riders.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban.
as Mr. Minjay stated, the companies are seeking approval from the commission to amend riders so that they more closely align with the intent of the shared solar program and encourage low-income customer participation. The request states that the amendments would expand the protections approved in order number 2019-43 for low-income participants by ensuring that in any given month, those low-income participants will not owe any additional payment as a low-income any additional payment as a result of their participation in the program. According to the companies, the effective date, December 1, 2019, would ensure that low-income participants receive this protection to include the season's winter months from December 19 through March 2020. The Office of Regulatory Staff does not object to this request, and the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League and the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy support the request to encourage participation by low-income customers. Therefore, I move that we approve the request to amend the shared solar riders at the effective date December 2019 through March 2020. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard motion by Commissioner Urban. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we can take items number 21 and 22 together. Item 21 is docket number 2018-322E, and item 22 is docket 2018-321E. In these dockets, we have motion for substitution of counsel.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the motion to withdraw Stinson Woodward Ferguson Esquire as counsel and substitute James Blanding Holman IV Esquire as local counsel for the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League and the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? And that's for items 21 and 22, correct, Commissioner Whitfield?
Yes, sir. Items 21 and 22.
Okay. If there are no questions or comments, Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, item number 23, docket numbers 2018-321E and 2018-322E. The utility states that these items are ready for commission action.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move we appoint Josh Minges as a hearing officer to consult with the parties about scheduling matters. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Thank you. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer.
I hate to do this, but can we revisit item 20, please? I'm sorry, Commissioner Urban. I think the motion was approve the request to amend the shared solar riders effective from December 2019 and through March 2020. Is that correct? Did I hear that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I thought I said.
It is, but I move that we reopen this item for further discussion, if we could, please.
Go ahead.
I believe that the request was just for that the effective date be December 1st, 2019. They're amending the tariff, and the tariff will extend beyond March 2019. So I think that we need...
March 2020.
2020. And so I think we just need to have an effective date of December 1, 2019, and not through March 2020. I'm sorry I didn't catch that earlier, but,
That's all right,
So-
and I agree with that amendment. Thank you for catching it.
so could we amend and revote?
Sure. We'll, Commissioner Irvin, you do accept that amendment?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so we will revote on Commissioner Irvin's motion with the amendment by Commissioner Belzer. See, Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Thank you. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I suppose we'll revisit item number 24 now. Again, that's docket number 2020-41E, and we have a request to stay the scheduling of pre-filed testimony and the hearing date.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Irvin.
as Mr. Min just said, we've received a request to withdraw the notice and letter issued by the clerk's office on March 12, 2020, consistent with prior commission practice. I move we grant the request and stay any filing deadlines or hearing date until such time as we may receive a specific request from a party to do so, or until the commission otherwise rules. So moves.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 25, docket number 2019-390E. We have a settlement agreement in this docket.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer.
I move that the commission approve the settlement agreement and mutual release effective March 13, 2020, between Ganymede Solar LLC and Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated, along with the request for confidential treatment of the settlement agreement. So move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion carries.
Chairman, item number 26, docket number 2019-290WS. This matter concerns Blue Granite Water Company's application for approval of adjustments in rates.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize, but this was quite a long case, a lot of details, and I have quite a long motion here, so.
Mr. Belzer, thank you.
In this docket, 2019-2090-WS, Blue Granite Water Company seeks commission approval for an increase in rates and charges for provision of water and sewer service to its service territories. The commission held several night hearings as well as the hearing here at the commission where the companies presented their cases. At the public night hearings, customers expressed continuing concerns regarding poor quality of service, lack of proper maintenance, errors in billing and crediting, failure to read meters, inaccurate consumption estimates, erroneous service cutoffs, sometimes without notice, and unresponsive customer service. These and other problems relating to customer service are not new problems for this utility and are not acceptable. Accordingly, I move that we order the utility to implement systems designed to monitor customer complaints and track resolution of these complaints to ensure timeliness and effectiveness. I further move that we order the company to prepare quarterly reports to the commission detailing its efforts to improve responsiveness and customer satisfaction. These reports should detail every complaint, including service, maintenance, billing, meter reading, etc., and describe resolution of those complaints. And the company should provide the names and addresses of complainants to the Office of Regulatory Staff for possible follow-up. The first quarterly reports ordered herein shall be due on or before July 1, 2020. In many subdivisions throughout Blue Granite service territories, its systems suffer from extremely high levels of water loss, and based upon evidence of record of root intrusion and defects in the lines, Wastewater inflow and infiltration is highly probable, although not quantified by the utility. Both of these problems adversely impact customer bills. To combat water loss, I move that the Commission order the company to conduct a water audit and to implement a water control program. I move we adopt ORS's recommendation to limit recovery of purchased water loss in each subdivision to 10% non-revenue water. The company proposed a recovery of 20% of these costs, but I move that we deny the company's proposal, and I move that we find the 10% level appropriate, that it better encourages better monitoring and mitigation by the utility. I further move that we order the company to address its I&I issues through testing and reporting the results to the Commission. After consideration of the annual rate adjustment mechanism, the ARAM, proposed by Blue Granite, I move that we deny this request because it does not incentivize the company to reduce wastewater I&I or non-revenue water losses. The proposed ARAM is designed to recover significant annual expenses with little to no review and does not provide adequate customer protections. All risk is borne by the customers under this mechanism. I do not believe that the ARM would improve bill clarity, as the methodology for calculating the purchased water and sewer charges is confusing under this mechanism, and it does not yield a number that reflects the actual cost of the purchased water or sewer treatment charges charged by the third-party provider. Further, I move that we deny the charges the company proposed to its rate structure to add separate purchased water and sewer treatment charges. I move that the company shall maintain its existing rate structure at this time, which provides for a base facility charge and a commodity charge based on water consumption and per single family equivalent charge, aka flat rates for sewer customers. I have considered the matter of flat rates for sewer service. The company does not have any other rate methodology at this time available for its sewer service customers. Therefore, I move that we order Blue Granite to provide alternate rate designs for its water and sewer services in its next rate proceeding. Flat rates for sewer service are burdensome on customers with low water usage, on customers where only one or two people are in the household, on senior citizens on fixed incomes, and on low and moderate income customers. I move that the company investigate the feasibility, I move that we order the company to investigate the feasibility of conversion of the company's sewer rate to a volumetric rate design within the same time frame, that is, by the time they file their next rate case. To aid in moving to a volumetric rate design for sewer service, I also move that Blue Granite obtain water usage or volumetric water consumption data from entities providing water to the company's sewer-only customers. I further move that the company provide a report to the Commission on progress to obtain this data, as well as the cost of flow meter installation within 120 days. The company's application also seeks an increase in the base facilities charge for water service. I think we're all concerned that high base facility charges are regressive, cause economic hardship to low and moderate income customers, senior citizens on fixed incomes, and customers with low water usage. For Commission review in this docket, the company is directed to provide rate schedules reflecting the adjustments ordered in this directive, which will follow. For water service, the company is directed to provide alternate rate schedules with one rate schedule reflecting no change or increases in the base facilities charge, and a second rate schedule which splits or distributes the rate change pursuant to this directive between the base facilities charge and the volumetric commodity charge for water consumption. These rate schedules must be filed by the company on the Commission's DMS no later than 4:45 p.m. on Monday, March 30th, 2020. Any other party may also propose rate schedules consistent with this directive by 4:45 p.m. on Monday, March 30th, 2020. Parties may comment on the proposed rate schedules until 4:45 p.m. on Tuesday, March 31, 2020 by filing comments on the DMS. All filings must be served on other parties. The Commission will rule on the rate schedules on Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. With regard to the Let's Tank pumping charge, I move that we approve ORS's proposed tariff language related to the solids interceptor, i.e. LETS tanks, to change the pumping charge from $150 to the actual cost of to access, pump, and service the tanks on a periodic basis. The tariff language ORS proposes in its Exhibit 30, or in Hearing Exhibit 38, includes ORS's proposed language regarding what constitutes an emergency condition. The company also seeks Commission authority to amend its tariff regarding connection, plant impact, and plant capacity fees to incorporate language regarding the gross up of contributions in aid of construction due to its taxability under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. I move that we adopt the tariff language proposed by the company and recommended by ORS that would allow the company to collect the income tax obligation from the contributor of cash or property. In addition, I move we deny the company's proposal to establish a storm reserve fund. I would note that the consumer advocate's position in this case is that the fund is not needed to provide safe and reliable service. As stated by ORS, Blue Granite is obligated to restore service within the timeframes required under the Commission's regulations, regardless of whether it has the fund it proposes. The company has refused to segregate the fund, which handicaps proper accounting for such funds. Thus, I move that the company's proposal be denied. Blue Granite seeks authority to implement a voluntary roundup program, which would round the bills of participating customers to the nearest higher dollar, with the difference accumulated in a reserve fund for remittance to the South Carolina Office for Economic Opportunity. The funds would be distributed to community action agencies in Blue Granite service territory to assist low-income customers with their water and sewer bills. I move that the program be approved with modifications that ORS proposed. Among other things, Blue Granite will be prohibited from passing on to customers the administrative and implementation costs for the program, including the bill flyers or inserts, and the modifications to Blue Granite's billing and customer service systems. Considering depreciation for a majority of plant accounts, ORS and the company have agreed on estimated service life and net salvage value. There is no dispute that the estimated service lives used to calculate the company's depreciation rates have been overall too low, or that it is appropriate to account for net salvage cost. While company witness Spanos argues that ORS witness Garrett relies too heavily on mathematics, ORS witness Garrett's explanation of his objective application of mathematics, tempered as necessary by his professional judgment, represents a reasonable and compelling approach. Witness Garrett has raised meaningful criticisms for the accounts he addresses. On this basis, I move that the evidence and testimony of Witness Garrett should be adopted by the Commission for the Commission's rulings on depreciation rates in this case. I also believe Witness Garrett's recommendations are more likely to avoid incenting economic inefficiency and overinvestment in capital assets without depriving the company of recourse if the future provides these depreciation rates are too low. Thus, I move the adoption of the depreciation rates espoused by Witness Garrett. I move that the Commission approve the ORS adjustments related to the Clear Water Solutions contract. However, I'd like this Commission to issue a word of caution. Blue Granite failed to file the Clear Water Solutions contract for Commission approval, as is required by Commission Regulations 103-541 and 103-743. I move that the company file this contract for possible approval by the Commission immediately, and caution the company that it must file its contracts for approval in the future in compliance with the Commission regulations. I move that the Commission accept ORS's recommendation to limit the water service territory to increase to 31% of total water service revenue requirement. I also move that the Commission order the company conduct a class cost of service study prior to its next rate case, and to provide both the Commission and ORS with a copy of this study. These studies are essential to determine the proper rate design, as it will demonstrate which costs need to be recovered from which customer classes. I move that the Commission adopt the following accounting adjustments. With regard to proposed maintenance expenses, purchased water and sewer expense, I move to amortize this expense over 5 years. 1 year's amortized expense of $635,765 will be included in expenses in this case. The unamortized portion will be placed in a regulatory asset to be recovered annually. With regard to the company's proposed maintenance and repair expense, I move that the Commission remove and deny recovery of the administrative law court legal expenses for the DHEC permit denial, $43,355, and I-20 interconnection, $13,190, on the grounds that the company should have sought recovery of legal expenses related to the condemnation proceedings as provided by law to the prevailing party. The amounts to be removed from pro forma adjustments total $56,545. With regard to the proposed general expenses for rent, move that the Commission remove and deny recovery of the pro forma rent expense of $84,839. Company witness Denton stated that its relocation and lease of Greenville office space was due to legacy brand issues which were caused by the company itself. Also, ORS witness Maurer provided undisputed evidence that the company stated itself that rebranding would be at no cost to Blue Grant's customers. And the exhibit provided with witness Maurer's testimony, surrebuttal exhibit KDM2. With regard to additional adjustments to the company's rate base, deferred charges, I move that the Commission amortize $3,178,824 of purchase water and sewer deferrals over 5 years and remove first year's amortization of $635,765 for a total increase of I think we're going to need to check this number, but $2,119,216 in a regulatory asset. Whatever that calculation ends up being is the amount to go in the regulatory asset. With regard to legal expenses requested by the company for the annual rate adjustment mechanism from docket 2018-358 WS and for pumping interceptor tank in docket 2018-361 WS, I move that the Commission deny recovery of these legal expenses requested by the company. The company filed proceedings in these dockets and then later requested to withdraw its applications in each docket. The ratepayers should not bear the burden of these expenses. As for all other adjustments, I move that the Commission adopt all other accounting adjustments proposed by ORS. In its application, the company seeks Commission authority to initiate a one-time credit of $10.64 to each customer water and sewer account to return over collection of federal tax expenses accumulated January 1, 2018 to June 28, 2018. ORS reviewed the updated customer data and other data and calculated a one-time credit of $10.59 per account. I move that we approve the ORS credit amount. While many aspects of the company's operation raise concerns as to what rate increase or any rate increase is appropriate in this matter, existing law binds this Commission, and the evidence presented supports limited increase. I move that we accept the company's offer to delay implementation of any rates until September 1, 2020, so that there will be no change in the water and sewer rates for customers of the company until September 1, 2020. And I do thank the company for that proposal, given the recent developments of the COVID-19 state of emergency, which we find ourselves in presently. In addition, I move that we approve a return on equity of 7.46% based upon the evidence provided by consumer advocate witness Rothschild. I further move that we approve a revenue requirement after all fallout adjustments of $28,733,986, resulting in an increase of $4,958,848. This represents an approximately 57% reduction from the company's requested increase of $11,589,537. The resulting operating margin is 10.54%. Additionally, I move that the staff make any other appropriate changes needed to effectuate and provide an order consistent with the above. Lastly, I move that we overrule the company's objection to the testimony of York County Councilwoman Allison Love and admit all hearing exhibits presented at the evening public hearings as well as any late filed exhibits. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Belzer. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion, and we'll accept any questions or comments. First, I'd just like to say this has been it's a very complicated case, a very long case, and with lots of moving parts. And I commend Commissioner Belzer, members of the staff, everybody who worked on analyzing this, in addition to all our commissioners, because it's been an interesting journey through this, and I just appreciate the work that was done. So thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban.
I want to thank the staff as well for their hard work in this case. We heard from hundreds of ratepayers around the state who oppose this rate increase over 55%. And I'm pleased that the Commission has a motion before it now to cut the rate increase by 57%. I think that if there was ever a case where we could simply grant no rate increase at all, this would be it. We heard from so many people at our public hearings, and I just want to let them know that we heard your concerns about the company's poor service, the fact that there have been multiple billing errors, the fact that numerous parties have been paying by draft at their bank. When they did that, they were cut off by the company and terminated the service without notice. There were other complaints about roots and clay pipes that were never replaced, and they're still there today. So I appreciate all the concerns that were brought to our attention, and I want to let the folks know that we heard you, and we took all that into consideration, and I support your motion, Commissioner Belzer.
Thank you, Commissioner Urban.
Chairman, may I make a clarification?
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to a couple of the counting adjustments, I think I may have slurred over some things, and I just wanted to make sure that, with regard to the proposed maintenance expenses on the purchased water and sewer expense, that would be amortize that expense over 5 years, and that the unamortized portion would be placed in a regulatory asset to be recovered annually, the unamortized portion recovered annually. And I believe that the total amount now that should be in the regulatory asset, I think I'd previously said $2,119,000 and change. I think the corrected number is $2,543,059.
$2,543,059.
Yes.
Thank you. Anything else on that to Mr. Belzer?
Yeah, let me check one other thing. If you'd bear with me just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Just to clarify on the general expenses for rent, that was remove and deny recovery of the pro forma rent expense of $84,839. I think that's it.
Okay. We need to do anything with that clarification, or that's just a
We haven't voted yet.
clarification there? Okay.
If no one would object to me making those clarifications and, where necessary, amendments, if there's no objection.
Okay, thank you. Is there any objection? Are there any other questions or comments about the motion?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Urban.
I wanted to point out as well, there were a lot of folks that were concerned with expenses. They felt it's removed.
Wait a minute, we're losing you, Commissioner Urban. You were breaking up there.
Can you hear me now? I'll include it in an order rather than take up the commission's time. I'll include it in a formal written order later.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay, we ready to vote? Okay. Commissioner Hamilton,
Without pleasure, I vote aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield,
No.
Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, item number 27, docket number 2019-290WS. This matter concerns the statutorily allowed 5 additional days for issuance of an order in this docket.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer,
I move that the commission extend the issuance of the final order in this docket for an additional 5 days until April 9th, 2020, as provided by Code Section 58-5-240, subsection D. So move.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? Okay, if not, Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, item number 28, docket numbers 2019-281S and 2020-106A. We have a motion for a stay of all proceedings for a period of 60 days.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield,
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant Palmetto Utilities Incorporated's motion for a stay of all proceedings for a period of 60 days. Also, I move that the commission instruct staff to contact the parties to discuss and establish a new procedural schedule. The commission wishes to thank the utility for agreeing to the stay as requested.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? I'd certainly like to add the thanks for for Palmetto Utilities agreeing to our suggestion to stay this matter for 60 days while we're sorting out the COVID-19 situation. So, any other questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 29, docket numbers 2019-290WS and 2020-106A. This matter concerns Blue Granite Water Company's response to Commission Order Number 2020-240.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer,
in Commission Order 2020-240, the commissioner asked Blue Granite and Palmetto to work with the commission, given the state of emergency that the governor has declared and the effects of what's going on within this state of emergency. Blue Granite has proposed that the commission proceed with rendering a decision on the issues in docket 2019-290-WS as required by the statutory deadline in Code Section 58-5-240 C, D, and E. The company has stated that following the decision, the commission could issue its final order and address any petitions for rehearing or reconsideration in due course. In the meantime, Blue Granite states that it would commit to not putting new rates into effect until September 1st, 2020. I move that the commission accept the proposal of the utility, and I do wish to thank Blue Granite for this proposal because they were not legally obligated under South Carolina law to do so. Thank you.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Whitfield,
I would certainly concur with Commissioner Belzer. They were not legally bound to do this, and certainly concur with her assessment of this gesture.
thank you. Any other questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion carries.
Item number 30, docket numbers 2008-140A and 2020-106A. Office of Regulatory Staff requests an additional 30 days for utilities to file annual reports.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Howard,
Mr. Chairman, as a result of COVID-19 and Executive Order number 2020-08 issued by Governor Henry McMaster on March the 13th, 2020, declaring a state of emergency in South Carolina. The Office of Regulatory Staff has requested that the Commission waive applicable regulations and grant utilities an additional 30 days to file annual reports, which are ordinarily due on either March 31st or April the 1st. I move that we approve the request pursuant to South Carolina Code Annotated Regulations 103-803. Waive any applicable regulations regarding the filing of annual reports for 30 days. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Belzer,
I would just like to note that, for some reason, and I don't know why the regulations are like this, some reports of some utilities are due March 1st, some are April 1st. And so that's why the motion, I think, is drafted that they either be, that it be extended until, 30 days out. And, I don't know why there's that discrepancy, but there is. So, I mean, I'm agreeing. It's just kind of strange. Just
thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Belzer. Any other questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer,
aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes our utilities agenda. Turning to our transportation agenda, item number 1, docket number 2020-103T. We have the application of Going Places Transit LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the new application. So moved, Mr. Chair.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Thank you. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes today's agenda.
Thank you, everyone, for being here, participating, especially all of you people out there virtually, and for our staff to put up with it, to be able to make sure we got all the votes counted. We do have a transportation hearing. Following this, we're going to take a short break to reset on all of our technological issues that we'll have to get started with. But with that, this meeting is adjourned.